Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good evening. So I am Ashraf bin Muhammad Zuhairi and I am from Faculty of Information Management majoring in Records Management. Now, today I will talk about a topic or an issue which is related to the education and also the system of the learning which implemented in the education itself. Now, the topic would be face-to-face teaching versus blended learning. Blended learning, what is face-to-face teaching and also what is blended learning? Now, before I go further into the topic, before I narrow the topic into these two issues, I will firstly give you the basic information of what is education. So they are referring to the dictionary of Merriam's. Education is the action of process of teaching someone, especially in a school, college, and university. The second definition that I've found when I made research is the knowledge, skill, and understanding that you get from attending a school, college, or university. And the last, education that has been given in the dictionary. It is a field of study that deals with the methods and problems of teaching. Now, let me conclude all these definitions. Basically, education is a system where the people or the students will receive in an institution like university, schools, and so forth. That is the meaning of education. They will receive the official knowledge of in an official institution. Alright. Now you know the meaning of education. Then I will give you the explanation on what is learning. Learning is the act of acquiring knowledge or skill. As I mentioned just now, the education is the student will gain the knowledge in an official class in an official institution such as university, school, and also another official institution. Okay, learning doesn't need the institution. Basically, learning can be done anywhere. While you're walking, while you watch movies. Yes, of course, you can learn something from movies. The language, the body gesture, the communication style. Let me give you an example from the movies. This is the movie where it is closely related to the corporate world. Yes, of course, from there you can learn how to deal with people correctly, how to speak well, how to dress well, and also how to give the best body gesture in the corporate world while dealing with people. And also we can see also the way of their meeting that have been done, the documentation and so forth. Okay, now that is learning. We don't need official class just to learn. You can do it anywhere. Even you can listen to songs or to any talk to radio such as Era FM, UiTM FM. Yes, I can give you an example. UiTM FM usually do the class, a radio class, which is related to the learn of language, which is Arabic language. Now that is a good alternative for the people to learn about Arabic language without attending class and without any fees. You don't need any fees to pay, and that's good. You get the knowledge, and you just spend your time and also your energy just to learn from them. No money needed. Okay. Now, the type of learning. There are two types of learning. Learning number one is direct learning, and the second one, indirect learning. Now, what is direct learning? When you see the keyword of direct, you can conclude that the learning between the teacher and the student is directly in the class, which means the student and also the teacher will stay in the class, and they will have a direct communication, a direct direct learning session, and so forth. In other words, this is learning where it takes a direct teaching and studying method, or in other words, it is live, such as in a class where the students or teacher or lecturer is an exact location together. Alright, now that I have given the meaning of direct learning, I will move on to the indirect learning. Now, when I say direct learning, I am very sure all of you can imagine how the concept was. Okay, now regarding the indirect learning, we can say that the direct learning is a non-live learning using IT medium. In other words, this is a learning where the people who give the knowledge to the receiver is not at the same place, yet the learning process is there. It means even though they don't stay in the same place, have an official class, they still can connect to each other by using IT medium. What does it mean by IT medium? You can use the computer and get access to the internet, and then you can do online learning, whether through video conference and others. Alright, other than that, this indirect learning can be explained by the students, and teacher is not facing directly at each other in the class, but still they can reach each other through certain medium. That certain medium that I mentioned just now is the IT medium, such as computer, and you can access to the internet and have a video conference. The example of indirect learning is online based learning, or can be called as blended learning, which one of the system that is used in the academic session. So the indirect learning is usually used by the universities in order to give some test questions or notes, extra notes, or the question that the lecturer want to give to their students for them to do it at home, so that they don't forget what they learned in the class. Alright. Face-to-face learning versus blended learning. Now I have give the definition of education, learning, type of learning, which is divided into two: direct learning and also indirect learning. Now I will give you the advantages and also other factors related to this direct learning and indirect learning. Okay. Now, Regarding the eye contact in direct learning. Indirect learning, or can be called as face-to-face learning or face-to-face teaching. Regarding the eye contact, it is more effective because the student and also the teacher sit in front in the class. They can see each other in the class, and which just give more impact on the education learning. Okay. When we let me relate it to the person who need the visual in order to learn well. There are three types. There are four types, if I'm not mistaken. The visual types. There is a visual type person, in which when he want to study or learn, he really need a lecturer in front of him. Okay, the second one is the color type person. He doesn't need any lecturer, but he can still learn by just seeing the beautiful colors of the notes. And also the sound person. This kind of person doesn't necessarily need the notes and also the lecturer in front of them. It is enough that he can hear the voice of the lecturer. Well, some of them did use MP3 recorder just to record their lecturer in the class, and then when they get back home, they will listen to the recording again, and they don't even need to study. Yes. So for the eye contact students, they really need the eye contact with the lecturer in order to learn in the class. Like me, like I am myself, I am one of that person. I need a lecturer in front of me. I need a lecturer to look upon to, so that I can focus in my class. What about blended learning? The blended learning, yes, you can also see directly to your lecturer, but not really, because through video conference you will actually see only the visual of your lecturer on the laptop or PC. So the feel is a little bit awkward. So yes, I guess that's not my choice. I like to learn live with the lecturer. Okay. Other than that, there are type of blended learning which just use the web, or in UiTM system it can be called as the island, where this system provide the connection between the students and also the lecturer. They can exchange information right there. They can do the test right there, which doesn't provide any eye contact. Yes, that is one of the disadvantages of the blended learning. Okay, now let us move on to the timeliness. What is the meaning of the timeliness? It means that we can exchange something directly. We can get all the lessons that the lecturer want to give to us directly. For the face-to-face learning, yes, of course, because you are facing the lecturer directly in the class. So the timeliness is good. You can receive all the lessons, all the information, all the records, or anything at that time. Exactly at that time. Now, what about blended learning? Regarding the blended learning, the timeliness is a little bit slow, because sometimes blended learning will depend on the internet connection. Let me give you an example. The first example is when the lecturer posts something on the or any exercise, the lecturer posts something on the island. Yes, it is good for the lecturer because they managed to upload them. But when the students want to get access to that particular notes or exercise, they cannot get the materials directly. Because why? Because the internet connection is too slow that they can not get the access to the slides or notes or the exercise, especially during the test. But the lecturer suggests that to make an online test, this would be a big problem for the students who doesn't have any internet at home. Yes. And then, how can we do the test together, right? Okay, moving on to the next scope, which is the response. When we do the face-to-face learning, we can get a quick response from the teacher, from teacher to the students, and also from students to the teacher. If the students want to ask the question to the lecturer, of course, the students will receive a quick response from the lecturer, all the answers. And also, if the lecturer want to ask something to the students, and yes, they will receive a quick response of the questions from the lecturer to the students. Am I right? Yes, definitely I am right. Okay, now for the blended learning. Yes, it is good for those who have a very fast internet, because they will receive a quick response on the island. Okay, now I will move to the social attachment. Now, what is the meaning social attachment? The social attachment means how the students and the lecturer social attachment. How the lecturer, how the students between students, how the students and lecturer socialize with each other. Now, the face-to-face learning, regarding the social attachment is better because they can, yes, of course, you have your friends beside you, your lecturer is over there, you can connect directly to them, you can communicate with them directly, you can communicate with your lecturer directly, you can laugh together with them when your lecturer making some fun or others, and also for the blended learning, the social attachment is not really strong right there. The social attachment is not strong right there because you are facing the laptops, you are facing the PC, not the people itself. Now the social attachment is not really there. It's just the text or some video only. The social attachment, the gesture, the touch communication is not there. The non-verbal communication is less. Alright. Now we can continue on the concentration. For the face-to-face learning, the concentration is more good because why? Because your teacher is in front of there. The teacher will directly look at you, look at all of you and your friends, and if you do something weird or in your class, of course you will surely get mad of the lecturer, right? And other than that, concentration. Now, what will I say about this? The concentration. Concentration. Of course, yes. There are a lot of modules that can be done by the lecturer, such as maybe you can have a activity that can avoid you from being sleepy, and then you can have more concentration. Then you understand? Right, basically it is all about concentration. Alright. For the blended learning, the concentration is less because your lecturer is not there. There is no someone who can watch over you, because in front of you just all the text, all the questions. There on the PC there are no eyes of the lecturer. Except if you are having a video conference. Yes. And also for the behavior, for the face-to-face learning, you will stay in a class where your behavior will be monitored by the lecturer. Of course, during the class you cannot do something fishy or something like you cannot play phone, you cannot put your leg on the table, you cannot just merely talk or make some jokes or just laugh loudly in front of the lecturer, of course, or making some behavior that is very rude to the lecturer. Yes, you cannot do some awkward behavior right there, and it is good because you will control your behavior. When your behavior is controlled, you will have more concentration on the learning in the class. Okay, regarding the blended learning, behavior, when we relate it to the behavior, there is no behavior, I think, because you just do the island question. You can even do the question naked, or you can put off your shirt and so forth. Okay, the behavior issues doesn't existed there. Okay, that's good. And the last one, the effectiveness. So let me conclude from all the scope: eye contact, timeliness, response, social attachment, concentration, and also behavior. Now it will create these factors. We create the effectiveness in face-to-face learning. When we have a good eye contact with the lecturer, when we have a direct response with the lecturer, when we have the exact time of learning on live, a good social attachment with the lecturer, a good concentration, and also good behavior with the lecturer, and of course the effectiveness of face-to-face learning is better. Okay, for the blended learning, the effectiveness is also good because why? It can be reached by some person or some students that is very far away. For example, if the lecturer wants to do a test and there are a few students that has gone home, they can still reach the test and do it from their home. Okay. Now before I go to the conclusion of my public speaking, now I just mentioned about the advantages of face-to-face learning, but now I will give a little bit the advantages of blended learning. Blended learning is good because, well, the blended learning itself have the impact on me and also the people surround me, because all the notes can just be downloaded there. We don't need to see the lecturer and take a lot of time, take a lot of energy to go there, because some lecturer is too busy to see us, and also we don't really free when the lecture is free. Now, the island or this blended learning is good. It solves one of the problem. Okay, and also the island also solve the problem that related to the accessibility, of course. Like I mentioned just now, the test, when, for example, all the classes, all the students in the class, one stay at Kelantan, one stay at Kedah, one stay at Pulau Pinang, one stay at Selangor, one stay at Sabah, and one stay at Sarawak. And how do they reach the system in order to do the test? Yes, the alternative is definitely the island or this blended learning system. This is good. Another thing is the blended learning also can reach you time by time. In other words, the learning process we will stay there and will continuously happening. You know what I mean? You can see the notes all there, you can see all the question as provided by the lecturer, and you can communicate when the lecturer asks you the question in the system, you can answer back, and also the lecturer can comment on your answer, whether it is wrong or right, whether you need the correction or not, and so forth. There is a lot of problems that has been solved by the island or blended learning. So this is good. This is a good alternative actually for all universities. Okay, now I have talked a lot. I don't know what I'm blabbering about. Of course, I hope all of you can understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to make you understand on this face-to-face learning and also blended learning. Okay, each of the learning types has its own advantages and disadvantages. So it doesn't mind which type you prefer to use, because both of them will give positive impact on you. It is actually depends on us whether to study, to join the learning or not. Because even though when we use the face-to-face learning, but you don't concentrate in class, you don't even care about the lecturer, you don't even care about the syllabus, you don't even care what's happening in the class. So what's the point? So what's important is you need to do the action, you need to learn action, you need to learn, you need to concentrate in your class, you need to write down all the important notes in the class. And also for the blended learning, yes, of course we need it in the future when the final exam comes. Both, as I said just now, both learning is effective if you are the one who make all these types of learning or systems effective for you. Okay? Now this is the end of my presentation. I hope you all enjoy all the information that I've been sharing with you. So this is Muhammad Ashraf bin Muhammad Zuhairi. Thank you very much. Happy Ramadan and happy 8th day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.